The Lost Key to Willow's Wonder. It was a bright, golden morning in the quaint village of Willowbrook, where everything seemed touched by magic. The village had lush greenery, colorful flowers swaying in the breeze, and cottages that looked like they belonged in a fairy tale. However, the real magic lay in its hidden wonders, secrets that only the brave-hearted discovered. Siblings Leo and Clara were Willowbrook's most curious adventurers. Leo, the elder at 10, was an energetic boy with a knack for finding hidden trails. Clara, 8 years old, had a sharp eye for details and carried her tiny notebook everywhere to jot down sketches and notes. Together, they made a perfect team. On this particular morning, they were out exploring near the stream that meandered through the village. Clara paused to pick a violet bloom when she spotted something shiny lodged in a crack in the wooden bridge. "Leo, look," she exclaimed, pointing. She pried out a tiny, rusty key. Leo held it up to the sunlight. "A key? But what does it open?" Clara grinned, her excitement bubbling over. "Maybe it's a treasure chest. Or a secret door." The siblings decided to find out. They raced across the bridge, their laughter echoing through the village. Little did they know that this key would lead them to the most thrilling adventure of their lives. Leo and Clara's first stop was the oldest part of Willowbrook, where ancient stone cottages stood. They knocked on the door of Miss Agnes, the town's historian. Agnes was a kind but mysterious woman who always seemed to know things no one else did. When Leo showed her the key, her eyes widened. "This," she whispered, "is no ordinary key. It belongs to Willow's Wonder, the heart of our village's magic." Clara tilted her head. "Willow's Wonder?" Agnes explained that centuries ago, the villagers had created something extraordinary to protect their happiness and prosperity. But over time, its location had been forgotten, and only a special key could reveal its whereabouts. "Legend has it," Agnes continued, "that Willow's Wonder can only be found by those with pure hearts and great courage. If you've found the key, perhaps it's calling you." Leo and Clara exchanged determined glances. They were ready. Agnes handed them an old map of Willowbrook, its edges frayed. It was filled with cryptic symbols and landmarks. At the bottom, a riddle was scrawled. "Where the sunlight dances and shadows play, seek the tree that hides the way. Through its hollow take the trail. Find the door behind the veil." The siblings studied the map and the riddle. Clara traced her finger along the route. The tree must be the giant willow by the meadow. They hurried to the meadow, where a towering willow tree spread its branches like a green waterfall. As sunlight filtered through the leaves, they noticed a hollow in the trunk. Leo reached inside and pulled out a small compass. The needle spun wildly before settling on a direction. The compass led them through the woods, across a bubbling brook, and finally to a moss-covered stone wall. Clara tapped the wall. "There's something behind here." Leo searched for a hidden mechanism. When he pressed a star-shaped engraving, the wall slid aside, revealing a dark tunnel. The siblings entered the tunnel, clutching a lantern Agnes had given them. The air grew cooler, and the walls shimmered faintly, as if embedded with tiny stars. As they ventured deeper, they encountered challenges. First was a rickety bridge over a deep chasm. Leo tested it cautiously. "We'll go one at a time." Once across, they faced a puzzle room. Strange symbols were carved into the floor, and a sign read, "Step on the truth, avoid the lies. Or the path ahead will say goodbye." Clara noticed drawings of animals, some real and some mythical. She stepped carefully on symbols of real creatures, an owl, a deer, and a fish, while avoiding dragons and unicorns. The door ahead creaked open. "Great thinking, Clara." Leo cheered. At last, they reached a grand wooden door, its surface carved with scenes of Willowbrook's history. In the center was a keyhole that matched their rusty key. Leo hesitated. "Are you ready?" Clara nodded. "Let's do it together." They turned the key, and the door swung open, revealing a breathtaking sight. The room was bathed in golden light, and at its center stood a magnificent structure, a miniature Ferris wheel made of crystal and gold. Each capsule was filled with swirling lights, representing the hopes and dreams of Willowbrook's people. Agnes had called it Willow's Wonder, and now they understood why. It wasn't just a magical artifact. It was a symbol of the village's unity and joy. The siblings carefully locked the door and returned to Agnes, sharing their tale. She smiled proudly. You've proven yourselves worthy guardians of Willow's wonder. Keep its secret safe and remember its lesson. Happiness is brightest when shared. From that day on, Leo and Clara felt a special connection to their village. They continued their adventures but always carried the memory of their discovery in their hearts, knowing they had become part of Willowbrook's magic.